Coming up on this episode of Driven, we'll see the story on women's volleyball player Alex Filling and her strange road to wearing the cardinal and white. We'll also see the story on men's golfer Tyler Merkel, whom his coach calls the best student athlete on campus. Don't go anywhere. All that and more coming up next on Driven.
Ball State Sports Links Driven is proudly presented by Stoops Automotive. Online at stoopsauto.com.
Hello everybody, I'm Zach Hughes. Welcome into Studio B in the November episode of Driven, presented by Stoops. Driven to be the best. We've got 5 different sports on this episode, but we start on the hardwood of Worthen Arena. Sophomore outside hitter Alex Filling of the women's volleyball team originally played for Morehead State. But after deciding the school wasn't the right fit, she transferred to Ball State without any communication with head coach Steve Shondell. And after sitting out an entire season, she became one of the Cardinals' best players. Here's her story called Filling the Role, produced by Andrew Boltmeyer, Zach McClusack, and Luke Martin.
It has been a compelling road for Ball State volleyball player Alex Filling to Muncie, Indiana. An AAU national championship, 2 state titles, and a mom who even played volleyball at Ball State. Through it all, Filling never foresaw wearing the cardinal and white.
I was not expecting to come to Ball State to play. I know it was like a big deal to play in Worthen, but I never really saw myself playing here in my collegiate level. I was always looking to go somewhere else, just a little further away from home. My recruiting process, it's very difficult to explain. It's just a difficult concept, but I was recruited very young. I mean, my freshman and sophomore year, I was receiving letters from colleges, Butler and Illinois State, and then Morehead State.
Had I been here, I definitely would have recruited her. I really like Alex, and she fits my system of play, where she may not have fit the old system because it was a slower, it was more of a Big Ten style of volleyball.
I decided with Morehead because I thought it was the perfect fit for me, but it just turned out to be way too small. It wasn't what I wanted out of a university, not necessarily anything to do with volleyball, but just the university itself. It was small with not much to do. I really didn't have many options after leaving Morehead just because I wasn't released. So I wasn't able to contact college coaches or anything, and they weren't able to contact me. So it kind of just came down to the best decision financially and just what was best for me that I would fit into the program.
After making the decision to migrate from Morehead State, Filling knew she had to forego a season of play.
Sitting out last year was a very difficult but very motivating, and it helped me learn a lot about myself and just the game. I was able to sit back and kind of see the little things that I may do wrong in the game and kind of pick up on them and take that into my game when I'm playing. It also motivated me sitting out just because I wasn't able to play, and I've never really been in that situation before. So coming in and not being able to play for a year just gave me a lot of motivation and really pushed me to be better.
And you can tell it was just someone that was going to make an impact on our team. And it was also frustrating because you knew she wasn't going to be able to play right away. But she came out with a lot of fire and energy, even on her first practice when she didn't know anyone yet. There was times where once she got comfortable, she got on a roll and she was hard to stop. And it was frustrating for us because especially she is on our team and we couldn't use that. But at the same time, we're glad we had her because she made us better last year, not even being on the team. But she made us better in practices and challenged those that did play. on the other side.
I've become really close with the team. Last year was a little more difficult just because I wasn't able to travel, so I wasn't on the bus trips and talking and hanging out with them like I do this year. But I think spring and over the summer, we became super close as a team. We connected a lot off the court, so that's kind of carried onto the court as well. So I think just the spring and working out together and doing the workouts that we have to go through in the spring really helped us become closer because we're all working for the same goal.
Oh, she's fit in beautifully. She's fit right into the team, and girls love her, and she's getting better every week. And I really believe she's going to be a great player for Ball State. Probably one of the best left side hitters in Ball State history when it's all said and done.
The past, the stats, the prevailing success fuels Filling and the Cardinals to surpass preseason expectations.
She comes into practice every day with a purpose, ready to go, ready to compete all the time. You can always count on her. She wants to be there, she's excited to be there, and she's going to push herself and her teammates to be the best that they could be. So she really sets an example, and I think that's the biggest way that she's able to lead for us, even though she doesn't have that experience that our senior class has.
I would definitely say the winningness that I've had in my past years kind of has transferred over just because no one wants to lose, everyone wants to win. So I think just being in those situations has helped me now have confidence in myself, knowing that if I am put in a championship situation, that I've been there before, I know what to do, I know how to play. So it kind of just takes some of the pressure off myself and kind of relieves some of the nervousness that you may have in a championship match.
She's always a winner, and that has to do with how she plays. She's a competitor, she's a winner, she expects that of herself, and she expects that of her teammates. So it's not just surprising that she's won state championships and she's won championships with Monsignor. And with all the experience on this team, it just adds to that. She knows how to play in those really tough game situations.
Alex has a huge role right now, right from the beginning. She was a player we were counting on to be able to put the ball away on a consistent basis on the outside. At the college level, your left side hitters are really critical to your success.
I just think that we can actually play up to the level of a lot of those 1 and 2 ranked teams. I just think we have to believe in ourselves and kind of carry on what we're focusing on and working on this season, just so we can play up there with the top caliber teams. So playing for Ball State definitely means just being competitive and having confidence and just knowing that we're capable to play up there.
For Ball State Sports Link, I'm Luke Martin.
The team fell in the MAC tournament, but Filling will be entering her junior season next year. And as Coach Shondell said, she can become one of the best to ever wear a Ball State jersey. So definitely a lot to look forward to from her the next couple of seasons. Now we transition to one of the last in focuses to ever be produced by SportsLink. And this one's on Ball State divers Jamie Dindlinger and Maddie Zerzo, produced by Braden Schlegelmilch with supervision from executive producer Peter Loomis.
I'm Maddie Zerzo. I'm from Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I'm a diver.
I am Jamie Denlinger. I'm from Elkhart, Indiana, and I am a junior diver. My best friend, my entire life, was always a swimmer. And when it came time for high school, we wanted to be on the same team together, but I can't swim. And I always did gymnastics when I was little, so I decided to try diving. And she gave me a flyer for a club, and I went once, and I really liked it, so I just kept coming back.
I was actually a gymnast for 14 years, so I think the transition from gymnastics to diving was really easy for me. And I think it was in middle school, in gym class, we got the chance to go to the pool, and my gym teacher was like, "Hey Maddie, go try," because she knew I was a gymnast. She's like, "Go try to do a front 1.5 on the diving board." And I was like, "Okay." I got up there and I did it pretty well, so from then on I just was doing it. I think, our coach always says, the diving well and coming to practice is our sanctuary, and it's our place to get away, and it's a chance to just get away from life and school and to just focus on what we love to do and our passion.
I mean, I feel like it's a blessing because they're my best friends. I feel really lucky to be able to have that sanctuary that you come to every day. I get to leave studio and just come here for a few hours and in the morning start my day off with my best friends. It doesn't matter if it's a hard practice, you're still with people that you love.
I mentioned it was one of the last In Focus's produced, but we've got a great new series coming starting in January, so be on the lookout for that. Well, the men's basketball team is lighting up Worthen Arena with its fast-paced offense under new head coach James Whitford and a lot of help from new freshman faces. Get to know one of those freshmen, Quentin Payne, a little better with this 16 and 16, produced by Peter Loomis and Tyler Bradfield.
I really started playing because my dad and mom both played D1 basketball. My dad played at Southern Illinois, my mom played at DePaul in Chicago, and so just growing up, really having them as parents kind of was a little bit of an influence. And then I have an older brother and sister. My brother played at Iowa, and then my sister plays at Eastern Illinois, so just really getting beat up on them every day with basketball, and it's just kind of like our family thing is family like rituals. Before we went over to my grandma's on Christmas, we would go and like work out and like play around in the gym and everything, even when we were little. And so it was just kind of something that I grew up loving. And I played other sports as a kid, but I really fell in love with basketball at an early age. My brother, sister, and I were playing, and my dad was playing, so we were just playing a little 2-on-2. And my dad, I think, was like 45, somewhere around that age. So we were playing, and he like dove for a loose ball, and like then the next day he woke up, he could barely walk, he was all stiff, and so my mom, she was all over him about how when you're 45, you can't play like you're 18 anymore. So that was just something we still joke around with him about, because we call him old now, even though he's only 50. So that's our little family fun right there. Coach Whitford, right when he got the job, he actually started recruiting me. So I talked to him and everything, and I just had that mutual connection with him, and we both had the same goals. And so he seemed like the perfect relationship for me, is where I wanted to grow my dreams to and where he wanted to get to. So I think it was just a great connection. Then I knew Coach, and then I came here, and just everything really fell into place with the beautiful campus and arena and all the people that were really here. And so I think it was just really meant to be. When I'm playing, I just love having that competitive edge, and that's like what really I love to do, is just win. And so I love like shooting. I love being like a shooting guard, so where I can shoot, like shoot threes, but I also can get to the rim on guys. So that I really love that part of it. But the part that really I enjoy doing is really just winning, and that's the thing that really drives me, is just to win and compete every day.
We're very excited to bring you a new show surrounding this Ball State men's basketball program called Out of the Shadows, which will give you a behind-the-scenes look into the locker room, road trips, practices, and exclusive interviews airing this month. Here's the promo for Out of the Shadows, produced by Dylan Welch.
If winning is really important to us, if winning and being a good team is important to us, guys have to come out of their comfort zone, and you got to come back and transition and talk. I want to be a hard-playing team. They're not a deep team. We are a deep team. Only care about us. Let's make sure we do what we do. When we're going to become a good team, it's not me, it's you guys. That's a good team. Let's play the best game we've played so far this year.
Let's go, y'all. All in on three. 1, 2, 3.
All in. Cautious, you're looking back. So when that back screen comes, what's your job? Whip it, beat them to the block. Go ahead, Grunk. You don't help one bit. Set the pin down. You're even and open, Tyler. Even and open, and Tyler. If you start to think help, one of the things they're very good at is chest to the ball. If he wants to chase dribble, you got it. Jesse, if he comes out here and shoots a three, that's on you. If he tight curls, he comes in here and he's trying to shoot this, Xavier's going to jump and swipe. Your man's out of bounds. He's going to help you.
Make sure you check out that first episode of Out of the Shadows coming soon. It'll be unlike anything you've seen from SportsLink before, but hey, another month of Ball State sports are in the books. That means social media host Connor Runyon joins us. Connor, how you been doing?
Zach, it's great to be back with you for another month of Driven. It's been a busy time in Ball State sports with the crossover between fall sports and winter sports. And two of those sports, as Ball State volleyball is wrapping up and Ball State basketball is just getting started, we're going to take a look at this month's Sounds of the Month.
Back to serve for Ball State, the libero. Frederick, the two-time MAC West Player of the Week. Don't want to forget about her. Big part of this Ball State volleyball team.
14:20 to go. Cardinals down by 9. Only one made field goal so far, and that was by Chris Bond. Quentin Payne in front of Coach Nutt right there on the sideline, far side of the floor. He'll kick it out to Turner. He thought about the three. He'll get a screen from Bo Calhoun. Turner still looking, trying to get off to somebody. Another screen by Calhoun. Into the corner to Howes. Howes will drive down low. Put it up, ain't good, off the glass.
Set by Avila. Butterfield from the far side. unable to get it through. Point to Ball State, set number 3 to the Cardinals. Ball State not done yet.
But look at Xavier Turner zigzag his way down on the Bond for a two-handed slam. Chris Bond and the Cardinals lead by 4. 9 minutes to go in the first half.
Special thanks to Tori Fox and Luke Martin for bringing you your Sounds of the Month, as Luke Martin loves himself a little Xavier Turner there for the Ball State Cardinals basketball team. But lots of athletes very active on Twitter this month. Let's take a look at some of our favorites on Twitter. First of all, Zane Fakes, very proud of his guy Willie Snead, as Willie Snead is getting a little bit of recognition nationally for being one of the best wide receivers in the nation. He's up for the Blitzenkopf Award, honoring one of the best wide receivers in the nation. Quentin Payne, you heard from him a little earlier in the show, as the freshman guard has played a key role. He's been a spark plug off the bench for the Ball State Cardinals. He's been proud of his teammates and the tempo that they've been practicing with over the past month or so. Moving into Ball State volleyball, their season ended with a 24-8 record and a first-round exit in the Mid-American Conference, but that was not without great effort all across the board, as 5 Cardinals, Alex Fueling, Haley Benson, Mindy Marks, and Jackie Seidel, were named to the All-MAC teams. Soccer had a record-breaking season, and for the first time, led by senior midfielder Mamie Morris, they defeated Miami of Ohio in penalty kicks to move on to the Mid-American Conference for the first time in school history. Brady Sally, women's head basketball coach, very excited to announce that he had another very successful recruiting class, as 3 new Cardinals will join the 5 Cardinals that he brought in his first recruiting class this season, as the Cardinals look to improve upon their women's NIT Sweet 16 berth last season. But don't forget to join the conversation. If you want more great Ball State tweets, you can follow Ball State Sports Link on Twitter at BSU Sports Link, and give us a like on Facebook by searching Ball State Sports Link. And now, back to another guy who's very likable and a great follow on Twitter, the host of Driven, Zach Hughes.
Thanks, Connor. And despite the heartbreaking loss to Northern Illinois, the team is still in position to make history. And a huge reason is the play of Keith Winning and Willie Snead, who are starting to get a lot of national attention. The duo is up for a number of awards, and here's a piece we put together to promote the awards they're up for.
Takes the snap, back to pass. He's got Willie Snead over the middle to the 20, Snead to the 10, touchdown Ball State, and Willie Snead winning from the shotgun, takes the snap, he sets up, he looks, he's got Willie Snead over the middle to the 5, Snead caught it, reeled it in, touchdown Ball State! They have to get to the 5-yard line, winning back to pass, he throws end zone, Willie Snead breaks it down in the corner of the end zone, touchdown Ball State! Winning takes the snap, pulls away, fakes the handoff, drops the pass, he guns one down the near side, intended for Willie Snead, running to the end zone, Snead reels it in, touchdown Ball State! Winning back to pass, he's under pressure, he throws to the end zone, Willie Snead passes it into the end zone, touchdown Ball State!
I knew I was a quarterback at heart. I knew that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to come and be a part of something bigger than myself, but make an impact on a campus, on a university, on a football team.
I can go out there and compete at a high level, even though I'm in the MAC, and the MAC doesn't get as much respect as the SEC or Pac-12, as those guys do. But just knowing that I've been out there with the big guys, I've worked out with them, and I'm no step behind. I'm right there with those guys, and that just gave me a whole bunch of confidence going into the season.
Why do I go throw extra on a day off? It's because I'm not satisfied. I missed a throw last game. I want to get better. I want to make every throw. I want to make every play. I want to be the best teammate that I can be. Try to make my teammates successful.
I want to be a consistent player and play at a high level at all times. And in order to do that, you have to study your film. You have to study your opponent. You have to put more into the game.
I'm grateful for it. I think it's special. I know that I couldn't have done all that by myself and stuff, and I'm proud of all my teammates over the 4 years that have helped me, and know that record's not an individual record, but a team record.
Our final story on this episode is about senior golfer Tyler Merkel. Heading into his final spring season, he's on pace to set a Ball State record that has withstood almost 15 seasons. Here's his story, called Elevating Par, produced by Peter Loomis, Andrew Boltmeyer, and myself.
He elevates our program on every level. You know, obviously he's a tremendous player, he's an outstanding student, he's an ideal citizen.
Senior Tyler Merkel started like most young golfers, hacking away with his dad, but the two-time first-team all-conference golfer was never a child prodigy. In fact, he used his first job to learn the links.
My freshman year of high school, I was kind of looking for somewhere to work, and I talked to a golf course that was like a mile away from my house. And I asked them that instead of getting paid, if I could just get paid with like rights to play golf and range balls and stuff. And so I stuck with that for a couple years, and during the summer my mom would drop me off like when she went to work and just pick me up when she came back, and it all just kind of worked from there.
So what brought Merkel 5 hours from Evansville to Muncie? It was the perfect coach-player relationship.
When we go through the recruiting process, I constantly talk to prospects and families about, you know, trying to recruit low-maintenance kids. Merkel's as low maintenance as they get, you know, as far as, you know, him having a priority in terms of what he's committed to, and being passionate and hardworking, and, you know, so he really is a total package.
Coach was a huge influence in that, and even today, anytime you're playing with other teams in the MAC and everything, everybody knows Coach, and they all say he's one of the coolest coaches in the conference, and that, you know what I mean, everybody knows him as just being awesome and supportive, and he definitely made a huge difference. And another reason is just Ball State golf's different. There's the whole family aspect, and everybody's supportive, alumni are supportive, and everybody just stays in touch. It's really close-knit, and it's just an awesome group.
Throughout his career, Merkel has won multiple tournaments and competed at the NCAAs twice. He's been the team's MVP and named to the All-Midwest region the past 2 seasons. But you'd never know that unless you looked at his stat sheet.
He's just totally a team guy, and in an individual sport like golf, you don't see that often. I mean, there's definitely a mentality of selfishness with a lot of these guys with an individual sport, and you don't see it from Merkel.
I think everybody on the team looks up to him. I mean, he's got to be one of the most successful Ball State golfers in the past few years, so, you know, it's tough to not take his advice on things, so I think everybody likes him a lot.
But Merkel isn't all about golf. The team captain owns a 3.9 cumulative GPA and is the recipient of a presidential scholarship.
To me, it's like an honor, and I have to uphold my grades. Not just to keep it, but to kind of feel like I earn it and I'm not just kind of getting by. The good thing is, a lot of times we have practice in the afternoon and stuff, and then we'll be out here till dark, and then after that, you know, you go grab dinner, you do homework, and then you do it all again the next day.
It's tough to miss, you know, 10 plus days a semester and still keep all straight A's. It's really tough to miss that much class and still have the motivation to put in all the extra work and stay up late, so that way you can be good on the golf course and in the classroom.
I've said it for a couple of years now. Yeah, I mean, in terms of what he's accomplished on the field, what kind of student he is in the classroom, you know, I seem to think that, you know, he's probably the best student athlete on campus.
Tyler Merkel, tremendous player, outstanding student, ideal citizen.
Not trying to get too deep here, but I guess a lot of it is like people remember how you made them feel. You know what I mean? Like there's going to be people that you don't realize that know who you are, and they might not remember exactly what you said to them, but they'll remember kind of how you made them feel. And just giving everybody that respect and giving everybody the time of day and kind of staying down to earth is big.
And although Merkel is anything but selfish, there's one record he would love to achieve. He's on pace to set BSU's career stroke average, a number which hasn't been touched for nearly 15 years.
That would be amazing. I haven't really thought about it. I don't know if I want to think about it yet. I don't really want to put that pressure on myself yet, but I guess I'm just going to try to finish out the fall, make the changes I need to for the spring, and play the spring as well as I can, and then we'll look back and see kind of where I am, but that would be awesome.
For Ball State Sports Link, I'm Zach Hughes. Definitely keep tabs on Merkel once the golf season starts back up again as he goes for that record. And if anyone deserves it, it's definitely him. He was such a joy to be around and work with on that story. So I just want to take time to thank him, head coach Mike Fleck, and definitely Tyson Matthews, the sports information director who gave us the idea. Well, that's going to wrap up another episode of Driven. Remember, come find us on Facebook by searching Ball State Sports Link and give us a follow on Twitter at BSU Sports Link. For everyone on the floor, our producer Emily Barker, co-producer Luke Martin, social media host Connor Onion, I'm Zach Hughes, and we'll talk to you next month.